Hello, people. Am I audible to all of you, please? Hi, people. Am I audible? Please let me know. All those who are watching it on YouTube Live, just please leave a comment and tell me if you are able to. Am I audible or not? Please wait, people, for a while. I'm about to start, so I'm just sharing the link at different places. Just give me a minute. Hello, people. Am I audible? Please let me know. Today I'm using a new mic, so please tell me how is the clarity of the voice and is it better than the earlier sessions because a good investment has been done. Just let me know about the clarity of the voice because in the earlier एक number in the earlier sessions I used to use this wire wala mic and I always had to hold it in my finger, but now I can move my hands. Okay, so I hope everything is clear. People who are watching it on Zoom and the people who are watching it on YouTube. So people, if it's good, right? So that means the investment is good. Actually, it's a new mic. So I did lots of research before buying this one. It's a collarless wireless mic. Course, sorry, collar wireless mic. So I'm just putting it here, and the audio quality seems to be quite good, right? Okay. So today's session, the reason why I thought of taking today's session was because I get frequent messages from people because they think that cat how to go about preparation, what to do, what not to do, plenty of confusion more. And the same question I have to repeatedly answer for a wide number of students, and that creates a problem for me. So I thought that a session of this kind will be of great help to everyone, uh, all those who have the doubts but are not asking to me, and all those who have the doubts but have asked me and I haven't answered them properly. Because, see, when you ask me how to go ahead with CAT preparation, particularly the VARC section, it becomes difficult for me to answer it on WhatsApp. uh, it's very difficult to say, how to prepare for CAT. Okay, हाँ, phone पे answer दे दिया है, WhatsApp पे message लिख दिया. So a session is something in which we can interact, we can participate, you can shoot your queries to me, and if you are on YouTube, I may not be able to answer the query right away, but I will make it a point that I take your query once the session is done. Okay. So I hope everything is absolutely good. And as you see here, I have put a session, how to plan your CAT VRC preparation. So we should start with something good, something very positive. Lots of people will tell you CAT is very tough, aisa hai, waisa hai. I know it is tough. I don't say it is very easy. But once you look at the positive sides of a certain thing, it becomes achievable, right? So what are a few good things about CAT? Here we see the first good thing about the CAT VRC section is that it has a very small syllabus. In fact, when I was counseling many people, I kept on telling you that सिलेबस बहुत छोटा है. लोग बोलते हैं सर आई हैव स्टार्टेड माय प्रिपरेशन क्वाइट लेट. So, is it the right thing? I say that there is no need to worry because even if your preparation is late, there are only 5 to 6 topics that you have to do. So don't worry about the amount of time you have. Okay? Few good things. What is the first good thing that you see on the screen? The first good thing that you see on the screen is very small syllabus. So small that practically speaking, if you give a good amount of time daily, this might get over within a month or two. Might get over. So there are topics, parajumbles, odd one out, para summary, fill in the missing sentence, and reading comprehension. This is what has come in CAT. I am not talking about the non-CAT syllabus because if I put that as well here, we would be confusing everyone. So let's focus only on one thing. CAT की तैयारी कैसे करनी है, non-CAT की हम बाद में बात कर लेंगे, ठीक है? So very few topics, very small syllabus. That's a good thing. The smaller the syllabus, the lighter the burden. Because if you tell me, okay, to crack this, what should I do? Go through 5 chapters. Okay, each chapter, how long? Maybe if I spend in each chapter around 10 hours in each, 20 hours in VARC and critical reasoning, and 3-4 hours in each, I would be good enough. So you realize, okay, so if 30 hours of input is given, I might have the conceptual base ready. So that's a good thing. Parajumbles, odd one out, and fill in the blanks are based on the same set of concepts. Again, understand, though the topic number is five in the kitna hai? Parajumble, odd one out, para summary, fill in the missing sentence, reading comp. 6 topic hai, 6 topics, but practically speaking, parajumbles, odd one out, and fill in the blanks, they are actually from the same topic. I mean, they are conceptually the same. The approach, the method. So if you work in parajumbles, you automatically become good in odd one out. It happens, you know. So you become good here, you become good here, you become good here. So if you do this, this will fall in place, this will fall in place. If you do this, this might fall in place. They doing this might help you here. So they're all interconnected. That's a good thing. So practically, you are preparing only for 2 topics. One is parajumbles and the other is reading comprehension. Summary is a is something like reading comprehension, and critical reasoning is very much a sort of micro reading comprehension. तो टॉपिक तो प्राइमरीली दो ही है. That actually lightens the burden even more. Okay, great. Very, very good thing. Number of topics, very few. But does it make the job so simple? The problem is, even if the number of topics is very, very few, the job is not so simple. Why? Okay. So let me just switch to the other this. Ek minute. Huh. A few not so good things. So the next slide I have taken is I have given you the good things now. Now let's see what is not good about CAT VRC. The first thing that is not very good about it is that you will take time. Even if uh, the the syllabus is very small, to develop the right method, you will take time. It's going to be time consuming. I know people who have been practicing. The parajumbles never fall in place. It happens. And it is not that it is unique to only you. Every student of CAT VARC struggles in parajumbles. If you solve 3 questions, you might get one correct. On a lucky day, if you solve two, you will get one correct. Very rarely, very rarely, you solve two, you will get two correct. So the strike rate in parajumbles would be 1 out of 3 in the usual cases. In good cases, 1 out of 2. In very, very rare cases, 2 out of 2. So please don't say that I'm getting only one question correct out of 3 or 4. It is the problem common to everyone. Okay? So chalo, this is now, you will take time. Please understand this. This is the assumption that we have to go ahead with. Some of you might take less time because your language is very good inherently, right? So a lot of variation, but it takes time. Accuracy could be very poor in parajumbles. You will take time to improve. Sometimes you will never improve. If the approach does not click, all your efforts will go. Now, this is very surprising. People say that, sir, I have been preparing since the month of January, Jan, Feb, March, April, May, and nothing has worked for me. It's possible. What is not falling in place? Maybe the method, maybe the approach, maybe something that is not so. That is where mentoring becomes very important. You must go through sessions of people, or you must have some people around you who can actually point out the problem that you have. Okay, so this is a possibility and this needs to be resolved. Now, if you ask me, sir, how to resolve this, we're not talking about how to resolve your problems. We're talking about what are not so good things about VX. So resolution will come once the problem is known. Don't worry about it. Be cautious of what works and what does not. Now, I will tell you what the problem is. Many people, they spend a good amount of time studying on their own. See, it's not a bad idea. I mean, had I been a parent or a friend, I would say, take yaar, khud hi kar le. The problem is once you start doing on your own and things are not falling in place, you are still carrying on. यहाँ से उठाया, वहां से उठाया, you get some material from here, some free stuff here and there, and still things don't work. So it's possible. And if that is happening, then you take a call. What should I do? Sometimes, a mock analysis by a teacher, offline, online, or someone who just interacts with you and says, this is the mistake you are making. So it might really make you reflect and bring in the changes. It happens. But you be cautious because if you keep on repeating the same thing frequently, you are actually getting into the habit. And that habit might be difficult to get rid of. देखो क्या होता है, आदत पड़ गई है. आदत पड़ गई है गलत तरीके से काम करने की. See, I will translate in English. You have developed the habit of doing the things the wrong way. And the more you do, the more entrenched that method becomes. That is the problem many people have. They start following, they start doing, and all the wrong way, wrong approach. And what happens eventually? It becomes difficult for you to get rid of that. That is the reason why when things don't work, take a call. Should I switch from something else to something else? Should I just... So these are some not few good things about VARC, but it happens. Don't worry about it. So I will go to the next slide. What is the next thing that we have? So gradually we will take, so we have taken the good thing. We have got to know the bad thing. And now gradually we will see ki next kya hota hai, theek hai? What should be the order of topics? Now understand this. Suppose you have joined CAT program, or you are studying on your own, or you have joined my course, any course. See, I'm not here giving this session only for my students. Anyone who has joined anywhere, you have to follow the order. This is very important. I will tell you why. I remember people, they call me and they say, sir, my VRC is not in place. I have been studying for the past 3 months. So my first question is, so what have you done in the past 3-4 months? In the past 3-4 months, what these people have done is they have been doing RC straight away. Yeah, I will come to that, Arjun. I will suggest good strategies for working professionals as well. That is a part of this. Working professional, no working professional, it's going to be universal, and that would be addressed. Now, what happens is the order is very important. I always keep on telling. I hate when people do things directly from reading comprehension. They start with reading comprehension. This can work if you are a retaker. If you have prepared for CAT before and you know how to do things, you might start with RCs. But if you're a newcomer, or someone who is very, very weak, it is good you start with parajumbles, then you go to odd one out, then you go to para summary, then you go to fill in the blanks, then critical reasoning and reading comprehension. You might say, sir, we are in the month of June, and you tell me to start reading comprehension at the very end. That means by the time I reach reading comprehension, it would be the month of July or maybe the end of July. So if you feel that you don't have enough time and you're running out of time, what you can do is you can take VA as one end, one part of the process, CR and subsequently RC as the other part of the process. So one road you have taken VA, parallelly you have taken CRRC. It happens, but CR should come first, step one, RC should follow that. Okay, not vice versa. So if you start with parajumble here, you can start with CR. You can work on the CR part. Once you finish parajumble, you will take odd one out. Then you will take para summary. Then you will take fill in the blanks. Simultaneously, once you finish CR, you will go through all the varieties of CR stuff. Then you go with RC, and then you continue CR, RC, like this. It goes on. So these two things can go on parallelly if there is scarcity of time. And when people start in the month of July or even August, I tell them this is what they should do. So there is no hard and fast rule. But VA topics should be taken in this sequence. RC-CR should be taken in this sequence. Preferably CR first and then RC, because whatever you do in CR will help you in RC. It's basically the prelude to RC. यानी कि background जो RC का है वो CR. CR किए बिना RC में घुस जाओगे, बहुत सारे questions गलत हो जाएंगे. ठीक है? So we have chosen the order of topics. So let's say I want to start CAT VRC from tomorrow. What will I do? So I will say, okay, let me get some material from somewhere. Now, see, when it comes to commenting on the material, I don't want to comment on that because there are material which are good, free available, not up to the mark. Solutions are not in place. So you can just check what is the right study material. In the course, I have put everything for the students. So you will find everything in the folder. There is a parajumble folder. There is odd one out folder. There is para summary folder. That is fill in the blanks folder. It is covered in paragraph completion or in the paragraph. You will find it in paragraph completion. Critical reasoning is there. So you can just watch the live session. I mean, see, the shortest way would be, okay, day one, let me watch the parajumble sessions. Then I will practice the question. So I will take this in the next slide. Key, how to go ahead. Okay, let me just give this. How to study the topics. How to study the topic. This is very important. Keep topics kaise. I know that good things about VARC, not so good things about VARC. This is the syllabus. This is the order. Now, how to study? Now, see, this is where very, very important thing comes. Don't be adventurous. Now, what do I mean by this? If you start solving questions without conceptual base, you will get almost all questions incorrect. You will get so demotivated that you might think of quitting even before you start. This is the problem. They start solving questions. See, unless you are very good and you have a hang of VARC, that's a different thing. But my suggestion is that you need to have a strong conceptual base as to how should I organize my thought process. For example, if I'm taking parajumbles, simply reading the sentences will not give me the sequence. I have to do something. Step one, step two, step three. So what happens is that you should start solving the questions only when you have a strong conceptual base. Follow courses or resources that give you a good conceptual hold on every topic. The out method. Now, what is this out method? I thought this word appeals to people. Observe, understand, try. This is something that you have to start with. So what I mean by observe, for example, you come across some session, or let's say I have taken a session on parajumble. I've put it on YouTube or even in the course. So what you do is session one, PJ, 1 hour, or let's say it's a 80-minute session. So I have given 80 minutes to it. I have increased the speed. I have given 80 minutes in watching the session. As I'm watching, I'm observing. I'm trying to imbibe. Acha, okay, this is what it is. Just try to observe and see whether you're able to pick things or not. Session PJ1 may not be enough. You will think, no, yeah, one more session I need. As you watch the session, you try things on your own. One more session of 80 minutes. Maybe you feel, no, sir, मुझे लगता है I need one more session, so I will go to the recorded session of your class or maybe your YouTube channel. I will watch again 80-minute session. So what happens if you give 240 minutes watching and understand, observing and understanding? What will happen is things will go in your memory and the approach will become clearer. And as you are understanding, you also can try. Let's say I have given a question and you have gone through the past half an hour. You can try a question. What will happen as a result of this? You will start getting the confidence that, yes, I was able to get the sequence in one question, or at least I'm able to get the opening sentence, or at least I'm able to form a pairing. So observe by looking at the teacher and his lecture. Understand, because if you're observing and nothing is going in your head, you have to quit. You have to find some other material. Understand, okay, so this is the way it works. Okay, I got it now. And then you try. I have watched almost 240 minutes of VARC, I mean parajumble session. Now I need to try on my own. And what will happen as a result of that? You will start making mistakes. You will start making lots and lots of mistakes. But what happens is in the process, you start learning. You make a mistake, you go to the solution, you see, okay, so as you make mistakes and you learn from them, organically you are becoming better. Now, the learning graph could be different for different people. Your friend might just watch 80-minute session. He might start taking the questions, and out of the first 5 questions, he got 4 correct. It's possible. You might take 80 more minutes or maybe 80 more minutes, 240 minutes. You will take the first set of questions. You will get only 2 correct. It's possible. Don't unnecessarily compare yourself with others. We all have a learning pace. Some people get confused at the start. They become clearer later and they start doing very well. On the other hand, some people are very good to pick, but as they gradually go, they don't improve. This happens with everyone. Even cricketers, not everyone's start is great. Some people spend 2-3 years without achieving much, and then all of a sudden they get the whole flow and they become great cricketers. It happens. So don't think that the moment you will start hitting boundaries and sixes. Some will learn fast, some will take time. Each has his own pace. Understand, सबसे बड़ी problem which I feel is lots of comparison. I mean, it really irritates me. सर मेरा दोस्त है कुछ नहीं कर रहा है इतने आगे मेरे नहीं आ रहे अरे होता है देखो यार क्या होता है ना यहाँ वहाँ घुमा मतलब इट्स पॉसिबल इट माइट बी हिज इनहेरेंट एबिलिटी सो यू डोंट जस्ट स्टार्ट फीलिंग अंडर कॉन्फिडेंट कि मेरे से तो नहीं हो रहा है भैया आप क्या करें सो don't be too quick in judging yourself because once you feel low the effort will not come people that is the reason why understand some will learn fast some will take time it's part of the learning cycle you should welcome it right I know because it is there with me as well ठीक है पीयर प्रेशर देखो यार पीयर प्रेशर वगैरह बहुत होता है मुझे पता है लेकिन यू हैव टू मेंटेन योर सेंस ऑफ विजडम मींस व्हाट ठीक है यार मैं कर रहा हूं देखेंगे क्या होता है लेट मी ट्राई चलो anyways so I hope you understand this how to study the topics every topic you need to observe understand and try observe करना बहुत जरूरी है यार people don't observe they want to start सीधा questions okay sir नहीं आ रहा है आंसर मैं क्या करूं मैं कहता हूँ यार डिड यू रियली लर्न समथिंग और डायरेक्टली टेकन द क्वेश्चन नो सर मैंने स्टार्ट किया सीधा आई वॉच अ फ्यू कॉन्सेप्ट वीडियोस आई एम डूइंग इट नाउ प्लीज डोंट डू दैट if you go to the course you will find that I have taken around 4 to 5 sessions only on parajumbas with different sets of questions if you watch 2 or 3 of that you would be good enough to start taking parajumbas so please devote time watch the entire video don't be fickle many people the problem is that they don't complete a task they start with a video they will pause it they will start doing something else this kind of approach is not going to work people you start with the video increase the speed if you want but watch it till the very end note things down okay this clicked me so be fussy with the way you work people many of you have this issue okay chalo so I will go to the next thing now and see what is there ठीक है चलो तो अभी नेक्स्ट क्या है एक मिनट इसको चेंज करना आई एम गेटिंग दिस ठीक है हाउ मेनी पीजेस what should be the practice plan तो चलो भाई now what you are doing is you have understood the out method what is the out method I will repeat again you know the topics you know the order in which you need to study them you also have understood the out method observe understand and try and now we will go and see कि भाई ठीक है I am doing this thing now what should be the practice plan I have done the out method for parajumble what to do next look at this once you have got grip on the right method now once you know कि sir ये मेरे लिए काम कर रहा है see this confidence is what I want everyone to arrive at कि भाई yes now I know and understand कि ये कैसे काम करता है confidence this confidence is something that no teacher can give you people there is a limit beyond which the teachers cannot do anything no mentor can do you have to feel कि हाँ सर ये बना ले जाऊंगा so once you think that you have got a grip start solving questions without limit understand many people ask me sir मैं तो straight away I start with time limit don't start you want you can do it I don't say that it is mandatory to start without time limit but it is important that you start without time limit at least 50-75 questions of VA. RC may 50 to 75 passages. It could be 50 on the lower end, on the higher end, 75 passages. So when you start with the VA questions, आपने 50 questions solve किया without time limit, and maybe in every 10 questions you were getting around 2 or 3 correct. Once you read the 50th, the 40th, 41st to 50th question, maybe you will get around 4 or 5 correct. ठीक है ये होता है. It happens. It happens. You will learn. You will make lots of mistakes. And this has to happen for all the topics. And then what happens is once you have solved 50, 75, maybe 100 questions, then you put a time limit. This time limit can be in the topic tests. It can be in the time tests, or you can simply put a timer. See, all you have smartphone, you can switch on the smartphone, start solving it. Mota moti theek hai yaar, 5-6 seconds here and there, more or less you would know where you are. So there is no need for you to have the timer on screen. See, 5 seconds here, 5 seconds there, not much will change. So if you have a set of questions with you without any time limit, you can put a timer and you can check. So with time limit, X questions, without time limit, Y questions combined together, they should give you a proficiency. Now you might ask this question to me, sir, why the number 50 or 75? Why not lower and why not higher? I believe this is decent enough. Decent enough in the sense that once you have solved 50 questions, I think you should be able to solve a question within 2 minutes. देखिए यार, on an average you should take 2 minutes per question because there are 40 minutes, and if you have 20 questions as an attempt, 20 मुश्किल होगा, but 2 minutes per question. So if you take 2 minutes as a target, you would be able to attempt around 17, 18, maybe 20 questions, and that is good enough. So 2 minutes is the target I place on everyone on average. On average means what? In one question, you might take 1 minute, in the other, you might take three, in the other, you might take four, in the other, you might take 30 seconds. You average them out, it should be 2 minutes per question. So don't take one question, 5 minutes लग गया, अरे सर 5 मिनट लग गया, क्या करूं मैं अब? अरे one question might take 5 minutes. You should not give 5 minutes. It might take 5 minutes. Some other question will take only 30 seconds. So learn to average out. If you take one RC, for example, it might have, let's say, 5 questions. You might take 15 minutes. ठीक है, 3 मिनट लग गए, 20 मिनट लग गए, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. Some other RC, you might take only 12 minutes. Averaging happens. Are you getting my point? So, stage one, without time limit, you must have these practice questions available with you. Stage two, 50, 75 questions. Stage three, sectional tests or topic tests if you want. But I have put the topic tests here, so I thought put sectional tests. And stage four, the mock tests. Some people, they go from stage one to directly writing a mock test. I mean, you can do that for the sake of experimenting. But from stage one, jumping to mock test, it can be just a fluke. You might get 15, 16 marks, feel very happy that 15, 16 marks आ गए मेरे को, 70 percentile without much preparation, मैं तो 99.9 ले रहा हूँ. दूसरे मॉक में क्या होगा, सीधा 4 नंबर आएंगे. It happens, so you don't just be too quick to jump to conclusions. But this is the order. 50, 75 है, लगा लो 50, 75 questions. How much time would you take? Maybe around 4 minutes per question, 5 minutes per question. So 200 minutes. There is no need to practice all 15 one shot. You might practice from PJ 20 questions simultaneously, from odd one out 20 questions. From fill in the blank, you might take 20 odd questions, and you can keep on switching between them because ultimately they are of the same category. So ऐसा नहीं कि 50 एक साथ करना ही है तभी फुर्सत मिलेगी. मतलब कि सर ने बोला है 50 करो बेटा, नहीं तो क्या होगा. But I don't say 50 necessarily. You can take that in stages, 20 questions maybe on a certain day, then after 2 days gap again 20 questions. So 15 odd days you might be able to touch 75 questions. So you can keep on switching between the topics because they have the same concept after all. But you have to be very attentive. Memory should be very good. Once you have learned a lesson, it should not be repeated. कि भाई यार वापस गलती बार बार वही किए जा रहे हो. It's very difficult then. One thing I have observed is many people, they are in a hurry. See, what happens is we all feel that someone has invested something in the stock market. Within 1 month, he became a crorepati. Don't you come across this kind of news daily? Someone or the other. Social media पे कहीं ना कहीं क्या किया, अरे वो 2 लाख से स्टार्ट किया, कुछ तो किया, ऑप्शंस में गया, ऑप्शन ट्रेडिंग में गया है, और यार 1 करोड़ कमा लिए उसने. Everyone must be having or knowing about someone who has done this kind of a thing. So what we start believing is, today I buy a course, tomorrow I watch a session on Parageneral. The third day, if I start taking questions, I should get 4 or 5 out of 5 correct. I mean, see, be realistic, be patient. The problem is that in today's world of instantaneous solution, the patience, the game of waiting and playing the game and waiting for the results to come, people have lost their patience. That is very important. You have to stick to a course of action continuously. हाँ, 60% एक्यूरेसी आती है आरसी में, खराब तो नहीं. आई डोंट से कि जबरदस्त है, बट खराब नहीं है. यू शुड इंप्रूव टू 70, 75, 80. ठीक है. सो ये चीज ध्यान देना है अपने को कि द प्रैक्टिस प्लान हैज टू बी दिस 4 स्टेज. नाउ द नेक्स्ट थिंग दैट वी हैव, एक मिनट, what matters the most in an exam like CAT? Question selection. I mean, see, question selection. If you pick questions or learn to leave questions at the right time, you have higher chances of doing well, even if you're an average student. देखो, an average student पता है क्या करता है? I will tell you lots of stories. मैं एक स्क्रीन शेयर करूंगा अभी. I don't like to move ahead, leaving one slide, but एक slide में शेयर करना चाहता हूँ. ये slide, everyone can see this slide. This is a story actually I have. I had shared this with many people, not with my own students, but yes, slide देखो आप. And this was a surprise to me because I did not know the student. He just joined the course sometime. And what he does, he writes a message sometime in the last week of May, I think. He says that I got 99.82 in VARC. So I was surprised because I did not know कि ऐसो कहाँ से आ गए. So, I always keep telling that that VARC in real exam is comparatively easy than the mocks. And this built the confidence which resulted into this percentile. So I kept on telling this guy कि देखिए तेरा मॉक में नहीं आ रहा है ना, चिंता मत कर. वर्बल एक्चुअली कैट में थोड़ा इजी होता है. What happened is I asked how much you used to get in your mocks because I was curious. I used to get 40 to 60 percentile only. It is only in October and November that my percentile increased. So this guy joined sometime in the month of April, May. He had to patiently keep on doing things. And he spent the month of April, May, June, July, no result. August, September, October में जाकर के इसको लगा कि अब मेरा improvement आ रहा है. See, what happens is, do you have the patience to wait for so many months? Many of you would have given up in July. चलो यार कैट मेरे से नहीं होगा, अबे क्या कैट दे रहा है, कैट तेरे से नहीं होने वाला, तू तो गया हुआ, तो मेरे से. All those things. See, what happens is sometimes you just keep on doing, and then it clicks. This is a very nice, and I really love the story because I loved it more. I know there's a guy who has got 99.99. I mean, I could have given his story. Inherently very good. पहला मॉक सीएल का दिया 99.6 लेके आया वीआर से, पहला मॉक, है ना. तो इट हैपेंस. सी पीपल, मेनी पीपल फील ये है वो है, बट देयर इज ऑलवेज अ मेथड. व्हेन आई स्टडी अबाउट स्टॉक मार्केट, आई इनिशियली फेल्ट ये गैम्बलिंग है, बट देयर इज ऑलवेज, even in that gambling, see, once we take the RC sectional test discussion, improvements will come, don't worry about it. So the point I'm trying to make here is, people, that don't give up all too early. I mean, how to know which question to live. देखो यार, अब ये होता है क्लास का पार्ट, ठीक है. When you say how to leave a question, this becomes a part of the class rather than a study plan. So yeah, something I will discuss it once I take. I'm about to give you tests and all, but for the time being, I hope you're following this. So I will come to the earlier part here, एक minute, where I had left this. Okay, what matters the most in CAT exam? Because this is what I was discussing. Question selection. If you can pick questions or learn to leave questions at the right time, you have higher chances of doing it. Very, very important. Learn to say, यार ये easy लग रहा है. One student, I don't know क्या नाम क्या था, VARC 99, all the other two just 10, 12 in LRDI, 14, 15 in quant, and overwhelmingly high score. Just managed 4 to 5 questions correct. 4 to 5 questions correct. The point is that don't take the pressure of solving 15, 16 questions. So if you pick questions or learn to leave questions at the right time, you have higher chances. Learn to pick. See, if you think ये gettable है, ठीक है, so try मारते हैं. हो सकता है wrong हो जाए, but still your picking was correct. ठीक है. And of course, this is a part of the class. So मैं class में लेता रहता हूँ ये कि easy क्यों था, difficult क्यों था, but it is very important that you pick the question. Only this can save an average. The ones who are very good, they will attempt 20, they will get 16 correct. I'm not talking about that. But the ones who are average, they will attempt around 14 or 15. And if they get around, let's say, 11 correct or 10 correct, they can save their face at least. By 90 12th, 90 10th, graduation 90 plus, EWS quota, it can work for you. Studying something daily or at least every alternate day is very important. See, studying for a minimum of 1.5 hours daily or 2 hours every alternate day. See, people understand this. Someone had asked me, working professional, what to do. If you are a working professional, people, please understand. You have to study daily or every alternate day. There is no escape from it. Studying only on Saturdays and Sundays, I mean, unless it is desperate situation, and still you might be able to get through. But the problem is this will not give you the touch you want. And secondly, the confidence levels will not be very high. You might still get the questions correct. You might still make it through. That is not a problem. But preferably, I want that everyone should study 1.5 hours daily or 2 hours alternate day. If you have exams and this and that, you might have breaks in between. Office job, office work, office pressure, there might be breaks in between. But in other cases, हाँ 1.5 hours तो देना ही पड़े. 1.5 का मतलब क्या है? 90 minutes. Learn to concentrate on what you are doing. 90 minutes, 120 minutes of quality work in hours of sincere, है ना, is better. देखो यार, पढ़ने को क्या है? Some of you would do the reading of articles for 2 hours. I know people who do this. Article reading 2 hours. 1 hour Norman Lewis. ठीक है? Vocabulary improvement. And then 2 hours of live sessions. 2 plus 2, 4 plus 1, 5. 5 hours of input. And what they have done? Article reading, vocabulary, and watching the session live. They haven't done anything on their own. Understand this. They haven't done anything on their own. This is pseudo preparation. What is pseudo preparation? सुबह उठता हूं, स्विमिंग करना है, सूडो. नहीं दिया क्या मैंने? अरे सॉरी, आई माइट हैव मिस्टेक में था. हाँ, ये प्रैक्टिस प्लान हो गया था ना. हाँ, ये है व्हाट नॉट टू डू. This is very important. What not to do? There is a difference between passive learning and active learning. So 90 minutes of active learning is better than 300 minutes of passive learning. What is the difference between the two? Now, this is where the problem arises. Watching someone play cricket will not make you a cricketer, will it? रोज सुबह उठ के वीडियो देख रहा हूँ, अरे कोहली ने शॉट मारा, अरे ऐसा खेल रहा है, वैसा खेल रहा है. So simply watching that way of playing, will it make you a good cricketer? You might have knowledge कि एल्बो ऐसा होना चाहिए, फ्रंट फुट ऐसा आना चाहिए, आर्म ऐसा होना चाहिए, but is it going to make you a good cricketer? No. Watching a teacher solve questions will not help you solve the questions. I mean, it might be there at the starting phase, but gradually you will never learn unless you solve one. खुद से करना है, नहीं होगा तो ये 300 मिनट किसी काम का नहीं. आई नो पीपल शेयर देयर स्टडी प्लान्स विद मी एंड आई एम टेलिंग यू they are studying for 6 5 hours VARC. Not very, it's very high, but at least 4 3 hours of VARC. And what they are doing? Newspaper, article, Norman Lewis, ये Lewis, yeah, wow, watching this YouTube, that YouTube. बहुत बढ़िया. How many questions you solved? Zero. Improvement? Zero. Psychologically very satisfied. Oh, great. I'm having lots of this. Please understand, people. You have to learn to solve on your own. मैंने क्या कहा था? Out method. Observe, understand, try. So observing should not go on limitlessly. रोज सुबह उठे, अरे ब्रिजेश सर का लेक्चर बड़ा मजा आ रहा है भाई, क्या अच्छी नींद आ. देखते रहो ब्रिजेश सर को बोलते हुए, अच्छी बात है, कीप ऑन लिसनिंग टू मी. इट्स नॉट गोइंग टू चेंज योर मेथड एंड योर अप्रोच अनलेस यू स्टार्ट ट्राइंग. That is the warning I want to give all of you. That this trying has to happen. It's going to be very unpleasant, huh? Because if you try, you will go wrong, and that would be a pain. But that pain is going to teach you a lot of things. ये पेन यहीं से आएगा, उसी पेन से लर्निंग आती है. स्टॉक मार्केट में पैसे कमाने हैं तो पैसे लगाओगे तो पैसे जाएंगे ना हाथ से. यू विल लूज मनी, एंड व्हेन यू लूज मनी यू विल ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड हाउ आई लॉस्ट द मनी. So you will try to find the reasons. And as you find the reasons, next time you will lose less money or maybe you will make profits. This is what happens everywhere. So please don't engage in pseudo preparation. Any kind of pseudo preparation is fake. इसका YouTube, वो YouTube, इसका प्लान, उसका प्लान, देखते रहो भाई, बढ़िया है. Don't plan to, again a problem. Too much of planning. I don't know why. क्या प्लान करना है? 5 टॉपिक का क्या प्लान कर लोगे आप? 1.5 hours I want to study daily or 2 hours every alternate day. Day 1 para jumble, day 2 odd one out, or maybe again para jumble, day 3 fill in the blank, or maybe again odd one out. I will follow this. Sir ne bola question solve for, I am solving the question. That's it. Focus on execution. Focus on what is to be done tomorrow. Sorry, take care of today and every day will be taken care of. This is the wisdom. दूर का देख रहा है वो, अरे सर नवंबर में क्या होगा मेरे साथ, नवंबर में क्या होगा वो कल डिसाइड हो जाएगा. इफ यू डोंट डू द रिक्वायर्ड थिंग टुमारो, तो नवंबर इज रिटन, योर फेट इज सील्ड. डोंट वरी अबाउट नवंबर, वरी अबाउट टुमारो. That is the problem. Too much of planning, too much of study plan. ये कर रहा है, वो कर रहा है. अरे भाई, what did you do today? Can you give me an answer? That's the reason why I say people that you follow the weekly plan. Weekly plan है, जैसा दिया है follow करो. दिक्कत है मुझे call करो. Blaming others, blaming this, blaming that is not. Don't waste too much time in watching more. ये सबसे बड़ा problem तो ये हो गया आजकल. Motivational stuff. When you don't have discipline, you look for motivation outside. The biggest motivation, according to me, comes when you get a question correct on you. ये motivation. Sir gave me a question, or sir told in the live session or in the recorded session, you take this question, I got it right. That's motivation. Next time you feel कि चलो यार एक और क्वेश्चन देता हूँ, हो सकता है wrong आ जाए, but at least you will feel motivated, right, people? Motivation lies within, it lies in doing the right work, not in running here and there in 10 different places. ये करा दो, absolute waste of time, people. That's why you need to come into action mode. Don't talk much. Start doing. Maths है, arithmetic में चलो भाई, percentage, averages, start doing the question, start going through the concept, make notes. So this is what I would say, what not to do. ये नहीं करना है. This is something that is very, very important. And then the next slide tells you what to do. एक बार. अच्छा, sorry, what to do निकल गया क्या? Okay, practice plan, what not to do, what matters, CAT, some surprises. ठीक है. Some surprises क्या है? In spite of studying, the mock scores may fluctuate. And this is what I have seen. पहला mock 24, दूसरा mock 5, तीसरा mock 32, 0, 28, 11. It happens. Of course, there are people who get 20, 25, 35, 42. They never fall below 20. But this I have seen. Sometimes you might get good scores by fluke. You might find questions in CAT easier than what you come across. The point I'm trying to make is that putting the efforts is very important. And knowing that I am doing, मेरा confidence तो है, मुझे पता है मैं कर. I am a teacher, you know. Sometimes I don't prepare my sheet. मैं आ जाता हूँ सीधे ऐसे ही. मुझे पता है कि यार question होगा तो मैं कर ले जाऊँ. Something similar has to happen. Once you see an easy question, is it doable? Yes. Can I get it? Yes. That is confidence. And if you have that confidence in most of the cases, you will do it. So everyone, I have this one suggestion, people, that be consistent, be disciplined, and just follow the plan. कि भाई ये करना है तो करना है. Ruthlessness is what we want. We want people who give the hours, they do the right thing. Doubts है, problem है, ये है, वो है, सब solve हो जाएगा. Sir, even after solving, we're not able to confident if we have marked the right answer. देखो, this confidence level will always fluctuate. It happens that 100% confidence तो मेरे को भी नहीं होता है. But there is a slight hunch कि यार ये सही जा रहा है. And then once I start taking, I will take this tests and all. But yes, see, as long as you're able to score 60% accuracy, I would say that you don't panic. If the accuracy goes below 40, then you need to worry. Because 40 के नीचे नहीं होना चाहिए यार. बहुत मेहनत किया. 100 RCs करने के बाद consistently below 40 accuracy आ रही है. Something is not in place there. Otherwise, 50% again, not good, but at least I would say, चलो भाई 50% question सही हो रहे हैं. 60%, 65, and then anything above that, I would say is acceptable. Lots of soul searching. देखो, what happens is I use the word introspection. ये बहुत important है. Verbal works here. You need to check what is introspection. Introspection क्या होता है कि I am solving the questions. Am I in a hurry, or am I losing patience, or am I scared of the right answer? Am I overthinking? All these are problems people have. That's why once you sit and watch the live sessions, आप देखोगे overthinking is a big problem. मैं तो वही करूंगा जो दिखता है मेरे को. So once these habits, and this habit might go away one day, one fine day, click होने लगेगा. ठीक है? So nothing to panic as such. I know it can be really troublesome, but this is what you should do. Topics are known to me, in what order I need to study them, out method, observe, understand, and try. Then practice. Simultaneously for 2, 3 topics you can do, or else you can take one and then go to the second one. It's all up to you. But once you start dedicatedly working, sincerely, I think at least you should have some confidence. Lots of people, देखो यार क्या होता है ना, किसी का बहुत frequently अच्छा होता है, किसी का नहीं होता frequently, किसी का कभी कभी अच्छा होगा. For RC, should we write summary? Please don't write any summary for. Don't be in the habit of writing, because once the habit crystallizes, you might scribble with a pen on a sheet of paper. कि भाई ठीक है, I'm just noting down the keywords. But I would say just put everything in the memory and imagination. I hope I have tried to answer most of the questions in the sense that uh, this is what I think everyone wanted. And as I said, the execution is very important. I always keep on telling execution is critical. Without proper execution, all the plans is fail, is waste. And when does execution come? Execution comes when you start, when you become disciplined. For 99 percentile, see, if I have to give you an account of the percentile, how it comes. Usually, I have seen over the past 4-5 years, post-COVID, I would say. So 2020, 21, 22, and 23, 4 years of papers. The breakthrough comes when you cross 24, 25. This is where you touch the 90 percentile. Maybe plus minus 1 or 2. देखो यार, पैसेज डिफिकल्ट है, अंडरस्टैंड है तो ठीक है, अब सब पैसेज डिफिकल्ट है, कुछ ना कुछ तो सॉल्व करना ही पड़ेगा, है ना? आई If the passage is outright difficult, you leave it. You look at all the past years, 7-8 years of CAT paper, not a single, hardly difficult CAT passage. 24, 25 marks, 90 percentile. 30, 31 should give you around 96 plus around. 35, 36 should give you around 98 plus, around 98. 40 you touch and you cross 99. 40 is the 99 percentile target, and 30 is actually the cutoff target, which puts you in a decent. So ये जो है ना, ये important है. You choose an RC on the basis of the language. If the language appeals to you, go ahead. 100 मिलेगा 55 plus. 40 will give you 99. उस बंदे का 48 आया था. He got 99.84. The student whose image I showed, 99.84 at 48. So I believe that at 52, someone might have got 99.9 plus. And then after that, 55 plus. 55 plus के बाद दिन की बात. So if you want to score 55 plus, attempt 20 and get around 18, 19 correct.
Sir, may I ask a question, please?
Please ask.
Sir, should we practice the same parajumbles question sets which you have given in the
No,
course?
the same. See, initially you have to practice new questions. You have to practice a different set of questions. And when you come in round 2, when you have forgotten कि हाँ मैंने क्या किया था, then in round 2 when you come, you have to go ahead with the repetition just to check whether you have whether you're able to recollect the mistakes you made. Okay. But after some time.
Achha. So we have to practice new questions.
New questions preferably.
This should be same in every case, like parajumbles or.
Yes. After a long time, when you come back, you might change the question. I mean, you might revisit the old questions, but you'd solve a question today, next week, or again come back to it. It's a waste because you know some of the part of the answer.
Yeah. So secondly, there are RCs where we entirely don't get it. Like we come from reading from first to somewhere in mid, and we don't get anything. So should we immediately leave that RC and get to the next?
There will always be things which you don't get a hang of, and I have seen people spoiling this paper, and on a bad day this might happen, but you can't be overly conscious of it. नहीं समझ में आ रहा है कुछ तो छोड़ो उसको, आगे बढ़ो. Don't try to fight with it unnecessarily for 7, 8, 9 minutes, because by that time you would have wasted good amount of time. Okay, so taking a call as to when to leave is very important. You read the RC 2-3 minutes, you look at the questions, no clue, leave it. 4-5 minutes sacrifice, but at least कम से कम 10 minutes तो नहीं हुआ ना. Or sometimes you might have 4-5, you might have spent 4 minutes reading the RC. Then you see that there is one question towards the end. तो बहुत ही तुच्चा question है. Vocabulary based question or sequence based question, कुछ ना कुछ बन भी जाता है. So don't be so negative. You know what you people do? You create a scenario. What if the RC is very tough? What if the single question is not gettable? What is the probability of this scenario? Very low probability. So why are you taking into account a situation which is having a very low probability? Very tough RC to read and very, very tough questions to solve. This is hardly out of 100 times, maybe not even one time this might have happened, maybe two times. So you are very much conscious about these one or two occasions. What about the other 98, 99 occasions? What about that?
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
plan for this, not for exceptions. The exceptions वैसे तुमको डुबा ले जाएंगे.
Hmm. Hmm.
ठीक है?
And my last thing, sir. So should we go on stretch doing parajumbles for a week, or like would you
Don't
advise doing it
stretch.
on
See,
mixed?
you have watched, let's say, 3 PJ sessions. ब्रजेश सर के सेशंस आपने 3 सेशन देखे, कोई 4 देखेगा, कोई 2 ही देखेगा. You feel good now. You start solving. 1 or 2 days you solve 10 questions, 20 questions, and then
No,
go
sir.
to the now.
I was asking. So would you advise practicing odd one questions, a few odd one questions, a few parajumbles question, or
Ah,
go on stretch?
no,
Okay.
so you have done 20, 25 questions. Go and take odd one out now. Change. Even this is a kind of a parajumble, but change a little, है ना?
Okay, sir.
For the sake of not getting bored.
Okay, sir.
ठीक है, so I hope, see, people understand. Many of you, I know that this is a problem with most of you, but please understand this, that if something is very difficult, so should we attempt all the RCs? Ideally speaking, मैं अपनी बात कर रहा हूँ, and all the very good students, they attempt all the RCs. I don't. मेरे से नहीं होता. 3 RCs is what I would say that you should attempt. And out of 8 VA questions, try to attempt 6. At least attempt, मतलब try to mark the answer. So 3 into 4, 12 questions from RC and 6 questions from VA. तो 18 यार ठीक है, मतलब होना चाहिए 18 questions. How to choose those 3? I do the choosing on the basis of whether I like it to read or not. I do the choosing based on whether I like to read or not. If I like to read, I go ahead. If I don't like to read, I find it very dull and boring, I switch it to the other RC.
So I want to ask something.
Uh-huh.
So what I'm observing while doing RCs is if I know something about the RC now, like if the RC is talking about something which I already know,
It
which
becomes
I
easier.
or which knowledge I already have.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I studied it about it
Right,
in class 10th or something, then I'm
right.
able to do the questions well, I'm able to attempt it well.
ऐसा
Otherwise,
होता
if
है.
I know
Otherwise,
anything,
correct. It
if I
happens
don't know
with me.
anything about it now, then though I'm doing it like a sixth standard student who is just finding answers from the RC itself.
देखो
And
यार,
one,
this happens, and that is the reason why I tell people, see, देखो, if you go through my sessions, the answer to this question has been given. What if I don't understand? See, understanding is a big problem. I tell people that when you read something, either you will get a hang of it, or you will get simply what is broadly going. There is never a scenario कि मेरे को कुछ समझ में नहीं आया, unless it is very poor grammar, very badly written, and talks about something so abstract कि कुछ समझ में नहीं. Then leaving is an only option. But again, I'm coming to the RCs from CAT. Barring maybe out of all the past 5, 6 years, I hardly see 1 or 2 RCs which are so difficult. So look at it in a way that yes, most of the RCs are readable, understandable, and you will have to be very good with question selection even in such RCs. In fact, I would say that you revisit the CAT papers. Most of you should take the CAT papers and see the RCs, how they are, whether you are able to solve them. आरसी डिफिकल्ट है, इजी भी होता है भाई, क्यों नहीं होता है, बट वो सब हो सकता है भाई. देखो यार, इफ यू आस्क मी, सर ये भी तो होता है, मुझे एक रूल बनाना है, मैं इस रूल को फॉलो करूँ. इफ आई लाइक द आरसी, आई विल सॉल्व. Just because someone has done the RC, it was difficult, still he got it right, I will not change my strategy. Ideally, I would like to solve 3, 4, 3.5 RCs. करूँ.
okay, so
Yeah.
and so one more thing, what if we start getting knowledge, like we listen to podcast or something, so that
So you
we
can
get
listen to podcasts,
something
you might
about
have a decent
to.
understanding, but that would be always insufficient. You always find things which you don't know. It's an ocean.
So, okay.
Yeah. So you can keep on listening to lots of things, but thinking that no, this will work for me always, we don't. but it's good you do that. See, a question is difficult, you will get to know primarily when the zone of finding the answer is very broad. Now, मैं question पता है कहाँ से पकड़ता हूँ? If I know that this answer can be found in a specific place, I attack that question. Because I know that in that specific place, if I read 3-4 times, I should be able to get something out of it. Okay. Anyways, people, now specific individual doubts, we can just park it aside for a while. What the idea was that let's have a broad outlook. Let's have a broad plan. So all this, we can stop, pause here for a while, people. It has been almost, I think, roughly 55 minutes. Sectional test provide करूंगा, है ना? और mocks जो है, I will copy the mocks from sources and I will share it with you so that we can take it as a sectional test. मैं करूंगा. While solving the RCs, I read the RCs first, then I look at the question, and then I choose कि भाई कौन से को किसको पहले अटैक करूंगा. See, if you want to manage time for all the 3 sections, it is very important. हाँ, देखो, I will tell you one very important thing. How to manage all the 3 sections if you are a working professional. A working professional at this stage must try to at least extract 3 hours for preparation. Regardless of क्या काम है कैसा, 3 hours तो निकालना पड़ेगा. Anything less than that would be very difficult. So maybe before going to work, 1.5 hours. IMS is good. Time IMS, whichever you want. 1.5 in the morning, 1.5 hour in the evening. Quant every day, LRDI, verbal every alternate day. Don't leave anything for more than 2 days. Otherwise, फिर वो उसका असर चले जाता है. Please understand, don't leave anything for more than 2 or 3 days. If you do that, you will start forgetting. That's why it is important that you revisit the subject every alternate day at least. So if you get 3 hours, 1.5 hour quant in the morning or maybe in the evening, 1.5 hour verbal, today, next day LRDA. Again, next day verbal, then LRDA. Steely discipline is very important. That is what decides the outcome. Even we do lots of things, and when you are disciplined and very much bent on doing something, it starts yielding the result. Okay, people, I will share the recording. This is there on YouTube. You can watch it. Thanks a lot for joining. I know YouTube people might not have got the question answers, lots of questions, but see what happens is we can take limited number of questions, but I'll try to answer. Okay, thank you. Bye, people. I hope it was of